Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy JD here again. And like I said before, we just talking sports here. So, last night, I didn't get to talk about the tip off between the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And so, this is what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah, so let's give it up for LeBron and Bronny James and being the first father son duo in NBA history to play together. That's real good for them and the family and things like that. Something that nobody can ever take from them. Um, yeah, so three things. Well, probably more than the three things I want to talk about. Um, yeah, the Lake Show, man, we came out. The best thing that I seen, literally for me, it's not even nothing that you can teach or doesn't even show up on the stat sheet like that. JJ Redick had these guys play with high intensity, but most importantly, effort every single play down the trip, offensively, defensively, loose balls, block shots, turnovers, everything. He had them playing very fast and having active hands, which is a good sign. Hopefully, they can sustain that type of play over the course of the season. That's what we're gonna need if we want to make a deep playoff run this year. Um, they really did what I've been wanting them to do for the past few seasons was to feed AD and feed him consistently. Like consistently, this guy was able to go down there and have 36 points, 11 for 23, 16 boards. He was definitely effective on the glass as he should be. He was definitely hard to stop down the stretch of the last 5-6 minutes of the game. He's just giving them buckets and getting block shots down there on the other end. So that's always encouraging. Hopefully he can do what he did a year or so ago and play 72 plus games. Even though I know that's kind of hard for him given his durability history. But like I say, hopefully we can overcome anything that happens to him in his absence if we want to try to make a deep playoff run. Other thing too, like I say, points in the paint. We were at plus 32, 72 points in the paint to Minnesota's 40. It's a simple game, really. I know the modern NBA now they want to shoot threes at a high clip, which is good, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Of course, you want to be able to shoot the long ball as a team, but at the same time too, I still think personally the best strategy is to work inside and out. That gives you confidence, getting these easy buckets, getting these quick slash buckets, keeping it at a higher percentage with these type of buckets, shooting those shots. So I think a player should, or at least as a team, for my team's sake, we should work inside out with AD and LeBron down there on the block when he wants to go down there because he's a little older now, and then work out to our perimeter game. Because from watching the game, if you don't know, we shot 5 for 30 as a team from 3 point land. That's not going to get it done. That's 16.7%. You can't even that they're not even making half of those. And that's been our Achilles heel for the past few seasons. That's why we're always having problems with the Nuggets. We also still didn't really answer any questions about perimeter defenders. So I don't know how that's going to work out later on when we go up against a team like the Celtics, the Nuggets, and now we got to deal with the Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie and Klay Thompson with that trio over there. So it's definitely, like I say, it's definitely good to start off the season with a win. But like I say, there's still a lot of things that I don't particularly like, but I'm not going to put all of it into one game because it's definitely a long season, and we know for a fact trades and acquisitions happen all the time. But yeah, another thing that I really liked, and this is something that we always do, we always like to get into transition and we always create turnovers. Whether in Minnesota, they had ill-advised turnovers too, which is uncharacteristic of them. They didn't really do have that as an issue last year, but they also didn't have their defense that we're accustomed to seeing that made them real good last year. But us being winning the turnover battle. I think we were +9, 16 turnovers, so there's 7 or 16 turnovers from Minnesota, and the Lakers, we had 7 turnovers. So that's always good to keep the ball out of harm's way and not give up any points due to turnovers. And that's a killer too. It can make a 5-point deficit turn into a 15-point deficit really quick. I thought Anthony Edwards was Anthony Edwards, even though he shot 20 for 25, he still dropped 27 points. It's something that we want him to do, shoot 25 shots at 27 points, but he's still Anthony Edwards. I don't think too many teams is going to hold him to that clip too many times this year, because I think he's the next man up. I think he's the real deal. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the face in the next 2 or 3 seasons. That's just my opinion. But like I say, overall, I like the effort. I really like the effort from my team, the intensity, because a lot of questions were being asked for JJ Redick coming in and being able to take over the big personalities in LeBron and AD, and not even just that, just being in the LA market. Like, we expect to win a championship. Anything less is not negotiable for us. This is a spoiled fan base who is used to winning. And now that we got Boston doing what they're doing, they just broke the tie in titles. These dudes may go back to back, so hopefully not. But I respect it. But JJ, he's more in tune with the younger players today, because he's still fairly young himself. Especially as a coach, he's definitely young. But he's also in tune with the modern NBA and how it's played. And so I know he wants us to shoot a lot of threes. We just have to shoot with confidence. But at the same time, we got to get 3-point shooting on our team, which I think we still lack that. But like I say, it's just one game. I'm not going to put all of it into one game. One thing else I definitely want to speak on is Bronny James. This is just being subjective, and I think it's warranted, definitely. And you can see it. I know the crowd was excited to witness history and things like that. Which, like I say, I always like witnessing history, whether it's on the good side or if it's another team I don't like the Celtics winning. That's a bad side of history for me, but it's still good for the game, because it's always good to see the Celtics be at the top, especially with the Knicks behind them too. It's always good to see some storied franchises at their best. That's when the NBA is at its best, and as a fan, that's all I would want, all bias aside. So there's that. But the last thing I want to speak on is Bronny James. Like, again, I get it. It's history, things like that. But the dude played three minutes, which is a reason why. He's just not ready. I saw an interview of Magic Johnson saying that he would send him to the D League and let him develop if he was his father, but he's not his father. But I think that is the perfect thing for him to do, because right now he's just there on the bench, and he's there. Like I say, a lot of people had the cameras out, their phones out, ready to witness history. Like, it sounds beautiful on paper, but you can see in the games. 3 minutes. That's everybody knows what everybody came to see, and you give them 3 minutes. I don't think that was by accident. I definitely think that was incidental. So yeah, I think we should let him develop. Of course, I don't work for the Lakers, but that's just my opinion. I think we should let him develop, because I don't want him to fall from grace before he gets to his before he reaches his highest potential. So that's one thing. But like I say, it's always good to see like that, things like that. Hell, even Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. was in attendance. That's also dope. So they bought out the stars. They bought out people. I remember on that one shot, LeBron found him on the right wing, and he put up his first shot, and everybody was already going crazy when the ball went in the air. He missed it. He went 0 for 1. I think he had a rebound in those 3 minutes that he played. But like I say, it's going to take a long time for him to develop, which we knew that with him leaving college. He didn't really do much in college. That's why everybody questioned the move of him coming to the league. I know LeBron's his father. He can work with him, but at the same time, like I say, he still has to develop. That's just point blank. You don't just come into the league from his path and just go berserk. But like I say, great things to see. Other than that, just waiting for more basketball finally here. So like I say, we're going to be talking sports, but mainly basketball. And I'm a huge football fan. So who knows? I may make a video of a game this week because, like I say, football is definitely a high commodity in this household. So, but yeah, I like what I see. It was a nice start to the season for both games last night. A lot of electrifying plays. Emotional night for the Celtics. Lakers came out emotional night for them too, with Bronny and LeBron. And like I say, hopefully this is the beginning of a nice season. Hopefully I'm reaching my goals of probably winning. I say anytime you win 50 games is always a plus for me. So that's really where I want to push. I don't want to think that they would do anything super greater than that just to temper my expectations because I like a 3-point shooting and LeBron's age and AD's durability. But Phil Jackson got the 40-20 rule, so hopefully that can be one of the things. And the 40-20 rule is basically winning 40 games before you lose 20. That's what separates the great from the good. So, we will see that from a team or two maybe, but I don't know if it'll be my Lakers. But hey, I hope so. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Like I say, I dropped some more content, dropped some more videos on some games. Got a full slate today, I think. So who knows? I may catch a couple of videos or maybe one for today. But until next time, appreciate you guys for listening. I'm out.